Welcome back, everybody, to Decision Time. We're back after a little bit of a hiatus. Holidays. I had a throat surgery.
Also, no UFC. So
no UFC.
Yeah.
So we're doing something a little bit different the next couple of weeks before the card. We're doing a couple of videos like this, ranking wrapping up the year.
Yeah.
So for this first one, we're doing top 5 cards of the year. Now this is all our opinion.
Yes.
You can hate our opinion. You can love our opinion. We don't really care.
Yep.
So, hate, comment, or send us some love. But without further ado, let's get into number 5. So we're gonna go 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4.
All right.
So let's go into number 5 first.
All right.
Who wants to start us off here?
I can.
Number
All
5.
right.
All right.
So
let's hear
for
it.
The 5th best card of the year.
My 5th best card of the year has to be 319.
Mm.
So I have Duplessis against Chimaev.
Mm-hmm.
I have it at 5 because overall, for me, just looking back at the fights, the prelims for me were really good. I really, really, really liked the Chase Hooper fight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Hooper fight, I remember really enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
The can't even say his name, either of their names.
Michael Alexiusic?
Yeah,
Mearshart and Alexei Usyk.
that fight was absolutely
It was heat.
insane. I love that fight.
Wasn't
And then
that
the
where-
main card.
Wasn't that one where Mearshart got knocked out?
Yeah.
Right.
And that main card, I mean, Michael Venom Page versus Jared Cannonier. We have Jeff Neal versus Peraltez. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. And then, yeah,
and that slows down.
Here's the thing about this card, though. This could be one of the most anticipated cards of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the hype behind it, it was there.
Mhm.
You know. So even though that main card was kind of the main event ended up being kind of shit.
Yeah.
The hype to it, I can see your point of top 5.
and especially the fights leading up to the main were amazing. I remember from the start of the card, I didn't expect Tim Elliott to fucking beat Kaya Sakura.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
shocker. And then right after that, you have Jared Cannonier versus MVP. Those are two
MVP
back
was
to back
balling
fights.
on him.
Yeah.
He was doing crossovers.
Yeah, and then the 2 back-to-back submitting elbows,
And then
and then mid.
Yeah.
But I can respect.
I think that one was just outside of my list personally.
Yeah. Ben.
All right, my number 5 best card of the year, in my opinion, was UFC 315 Muhammad versus Della Maddalena in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. That was such a good card.
Mm.
I might be a little bit biased, and I feel like that'll be in your top 5 because you're biased too.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of great Canadian performances. Marc-Andre Barriault caved a dude's skull in, banger. We had Jasmine, she submitted Jessica Andrade,
Yep.
very good.
Yep.
Mike Malott slimed out Radke.
Charles Radke.
And all of the fights were bangers. I mean, Shevchenko versus Ferro was kind of
Meh.
mid,
Meh.
but the main event, JDM stole that shit from Bilal Muhammad, and
did.
it was a great fight. So that's my number 5. More so, the fights were 7s, but the atmosphere just brought it up.
Yeah.
So I think that's my number 5.
Yeah, my number 5 is also UFC 315.
There you go. There you go.
The JDM Bilal fight, possibly best championship fight of the year. Even though this fight wasn't crazy hyped, I mean all the fights were bangers in my opinion. I'm into hobby. Jose Aldo was just chaos the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And Zahabi kind of stole it and retires Jose Aldo. Natalia Silva versus Alexa Grasso was kind of
That was a solid one.
It was a solid fight. BSD versus Propolek. BSD kind of got his get back.
And it was also kind of weird because Propolek kind of looked he looked
decent.
better against BSD than Rufi did.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Malott, Charles Radke knocked his ass out, and then Marc-Andre Barriault with that caving of Bruno Silva's skull.
Man.
Great.
Beautiful.
And yes, obviously a little biased because it's a Canadian card, a lot of Canadians, but overall, I think it was a great card. And Montreal is obviously a great atmosphere.
Electric.
Always. All right, number 4. I can start this one.
All right.
I have UFC 320 Ankalaev versus Pereira at number 2.
All right.
Mainly, I mean, the main event was amazing,
Mhm.
right? Oxford gets his belt back, knocks out Ankalaev after questions of is he good enough to be a grappler. I mean, we didn't really see much grappling,
Yeah.
but banger. Then you also had it was a two championships with Merab and Corey. which is also a pretty hyped fight, and honestly kind of fun. Like, Corey looked okay. A little boring because Merab just took him down a bunch, and Corey just would stand back up.
Just get back up immediately.
But Merab's still a fun fighter. Like, the hype going into that one was pretty cool. Yuri versus Khalil. Banger. One of the fights of the year. Yusuf Salal looked really good against Josh Emmett. Quick submission. Joe Pyfer versus Abus. Weirdly submitted Abus Magomedov.
Yeah, like the least likely thing I would have thought, but...
Yeah, one of the top prospects of the year, Atiba
Wasn't
Gauthier.
Gauthier in there?
Fought on this one.
Where Vines was just running away from him.
Yeah, like just all around a great card, and the hype behind it was there. And it kind of was a good card to have right before 321, which was a shitter. It ended up being really shit. So I think this kind of made October a really good fight month. Yeah. So I have UFC 320 at my number 4 spot.
I also have UFC 320 at my number 4. It was either 320 or 313. I really liked the first Pereira Ankalaev card, but the detriment of that 313 was the main event. Is all the fights leading up to it. I mean, we had Joshua Van in the prelims. That fight, I think that was like the feature prelim.
Yeah, against Ray Soraya.
Yeah, and that set up the whole like tempo of the night. Like I was really excited. There was results that were happening that I didn't expect, and then it kind of deteriorated, much like my number 5 pick, kind of deteriorated towards the main. I kind of picked the second card between them, kind of to follow off of Jacob. Crazy stacked, like it's just stacked card.
Wasn't Zalal Emmett on that card?
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, like having Atiba Gauthier in the prelims, I mean that's
as the feature prelim.
As a feature prelim, I mean that was amazing.
Exactly.
Even like the seeing Patchy Mix lose, that's one of my
that Jakob Woodlatz fight was just so weird. It was just so weird.
And seeing Josh Emmett fight, I was excited to see that. My main reason as to why it's number 4 though is really the fight of the night, the Yuri versus Khalil fight.
Yes.
That's one of the best fights of the year, like top 5 fights for me.
Absolutely.
And that made the whole card. Like if there's any fight or there's any card in the year that his whole ranking is based off of just one fight, I think that would be this card for me, because based off of that Ankalaev Pereira, like the main event, and that fight between Yuri and Khalil, those are like top 10 fights of the year, and they're all both on the same card.
My number 4 is a card that was almost a perfect card, but similar to some events, the co-main and the main just shut that hype down. UFC 322 JDM versus Makhachev, because this card was nearly a perfect card. There was finishes left, right, just great performances all around, and it was very fun, insane. BSD slimed my guy Benil, didn't love that, but Carlos Prado got a knockout, Morales got a knockout, and then we got to the co-main of Shevchenko versus Zhang, which on paper should have been a very fun fight. It was not. It was extremely boring. And then we get to the main event of Islam Makhachev and JDM. On paper, should be a banger. Like this card, we're looking all these fights before. We're looking at one of the best cards of all time. They're both snooze fests, and so had those 2 fights been good, it would have been number 1
easily.
But those fights slowed it down so badly that it just pulled it down for me into the depths. In my opinion,
Kayla Harrison, after this year, has made her claim for the best card ruiner, because I remember even last year...
Kayla Harrison?
Or not Kayla Harrison, Shevchenko.
Oh, I was like...
wrong person, because I was thinking even the Noche card from last year, banger card, and then the main and co-main...
With Shevchenko Grasso?
Stinky, and then Sean O'Malley and Merab. I mean, just... stinky. And this is like the second year in a row where there's been an event where it's supposed to be great, and then I just saw Shevchenko lay on someone for 5 rounds.
Well, that's kind of the reason that I had 315 at 5 too, is that it was all bangers, and then Shevchenko just both of them. Shevchenko was it was electric, and then okay.
All right, here we go.
Anyways,
all right. My bad. Anyways, number 3, Ben. You can start us off.
My number 3, personally, I have UFC 314 Volkanovski versus Lopez. Very fun, vibe. This was the one that was in Miami, and just a fun ass card. Volkanovski versus Lopez. This might even this fight was deserved and fun, but if Lopez wins, early next year, this card might drop down just because of And also something else that kind of angers me. Paddy Pimblett, this was his most recent fight, and he's got a title shot off of it.
Yeah.
So those two things by themselves, not great, but the fights themselves were bangers.
Yeah.
And then just all around the card, Patricio losing to Yair, fire. Jean Silva, with all the build up to this fight was like, I'm seeing John Silva's making me see demons and beautiful women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was just electric, and just the whole card was just fire.
Yeah.
I think this was like the first card of the year where I was like, this was a very good card. Like top to bottom, bangers.
Good.
And the main event did not have a wrestle fest and a snooze fest. So that's my number 3 personally.
My number 3 is your number 4, UFC 322, Della Maddalena versus Makhachev. And the main reason, I completely agree, co-main and main just brought it down.
Yep.
But one of the main reasons was the hype behind it.
Yep.
Like, this was, other than DDP versus Khamzat, this was the card of the year. This was the hyped up card of the year.
I'll say it's like that.
Everybody was watching this. Even if you didn't watch UFC, you were probably going to watch this card just because
we all were watching
We all watched it, and we had a great time watching it. It was super duper fun.
Yep.
The hype was there, and just the star power, BSD, Benil, Bo Nickel coming off, headlining the prelims, had a great head kick knockout. Protez knocks out Leon Edwards, who's not been knocked out. Mike Morales
clubbed
Sean Brady. And then again, like you said, slows down after that, but the prelims were great. Gregory Rodriguez on the fucking prelims against Kopylov.
That was an actual fraud check.
That was a fraud check. Even Malcolm Wellmaker getting a fraud check versus Ethan Ewing. That was surprising to everybody.
Yeah.
Kyle Daukaus coming off the early prelims. Overall, just a stacked card. Tracy Cortez in the prelims. Lost, unfortunately. But, overall, I just think the hype behind this card was just there.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the co-main and main sucked, I think the hype and the anticipation and it being at, Madison Square Garden, that energy just brought it even higher for me. But yeah, if this was Shevchenko, Weili, and Makhachev, JDM was they put on a just bit more for me.
If they were actual
Easily
fights,
won.
exactly,
Easily
yes.
But overall,
it physically dragged them down for me.
Yeah. So I'm happy with it at 3.
I also put UFC 322 at 3.
Yep.
You guys are locked in on that.
Well, just
4
I
and 3 are the same.
I think we might actually have the same ranking for the last two, because
our top 3 is just
top 4.
Let me go first on on our number 2, because for 322, I agree with both their takes, which is why I'm not gonna add on too much. The only thing I'm gonna add on to it, the reason it's at 3 for me, right in the middle, is because it had a combination of everything that I mentioned with the first card and the second card, which is basically the main card was really good. The early prelims were amazing. The prelims were great, but it kind of had that trend, kind of like what you guys said, of slowing down in the final 2 fights. I'm just looking at the main, and even just the prelims, not even the early ones. Those are too stacked. Put these prelims on a fight night. I'm watching that fight night 100%. Bo Nickel versus Vieira, Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez, Tracy Cortez versus Aaron Blanchfield, especially the Malcolm Wellmaker fight. I really like that just because you always like to see an upset.
Yep.
And then we saw another one with Morales too. It was just the night of upsets.
Yeah.
And for me, the reason is at 3 instead of 2 is because of how good the fights were leading up to the main event. I had bigger expectations than what were met. If the Morales fight, the Sean Brady Morales fight didn't go the way it did, or the Carlos Prates fight didn't go the way it did, or the Dariush didn't get finished in the first round, it's all these fights back to back to back to back. You're oh my god, surely it's gonna keep going, and then it died out with the Valentina Shevchenko fight, and you're maybe you're in that first round, you're watching it, you think JDM's gonna might cause him an issue, and then the second round starts, and for 4 rounds you're just like, oh.
Yeah. That card could have easily been outside the top 10 if, like, let's say Brady just wrestled Morales for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that card easily drops outside.
Yeah.
But every other fight was just so good that
it felt like a storyline leading up to something.
Top 5.
And then
It felt like a WWE storyline. It was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to watch this.
Yeah, like you think something's crazy is gonna happen because if this is what's happening in the non-important fights, and what's gonna happen in the main event.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
Mid.
you can go for number 2.
Now number 2.
So for my number 2, I have UFC 314, Volk versus Lopez. See, I knew I had to go first because I knew we would have the same kind of ranking. Honestly, has to be for me if this other card didn't happen. This got to be one of the best cards in the last handful of years. I mean, Volk versus Diego Lopez, amazing fight. Michael Chandler versus Patty. I like that fight. It was a very good fight. Yair Rodriguez versus Pitbull. I mean, even the Gene Silva performance against Bryce Mitchell, just like from the beginning of after the Mitch Raposo fight, that's when I really started watching that card, and every single fight I watched, it was amazing. Yeah. Like the Dumas fight was great. The Erosa fight was great. Chase Hooper. I mean, I like seeing it. Yeah. But my favorite fight of that whole card, I think, that just epitomizes why it's at number 2 for me, has to be that Gene Silva fight. Yeah. Just that Gene Silva fight. That was the essence of the whole card. It was just electric. The crowd was up for it. I mean, the crowd in Miami was really, really, really up for it. Yeah. And when the crowd's playing a part and the fights match it, I mean, it just makes for a great watch for me, and that's why I had it at number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, my number 2 is also UFC 314. Volkanovski Lopez, very similar reasons. Like, I think, again, this was probably my second favorite championship fight of the year, other than JDM versus Bilal. But overall, just top to bottom, great card. Patty, obviously, or TKO's Michael Chandler. After Michael Chandler talked all that shit, and that press conference was amazing. Called him a sausage, as he does. Patricio Pitbull, the hype around him, like coming out of, was this his first fight or second fight coming out of Bellator?
This was his first fight.
First fight, so the hype around him was there. Jean Silva versus Bryce Mitchell, amazing hype up to that fight, amazing build up. Not much really to say that you guys already didn't say. And then obviously my favorite fighter, Cedricus Dumas, on the card, so had to include him. But yeah, overall, just amazing fight card. I think it's a well deserved number 2. And Miami, Florida, was great. Was great.
Yeah, I just realized that you guys are both missing one of these 2 cards, which I think are solidly the top 2 in my opinion. And I'm guessing it's going to be this one here, because my number 2, I have UFC 323, the last card of the year. Dvalishvili versus Yan 2, banger. Like all the way through, we had Myron Santos Naimov. I missed that fight, unfortunately, but I saw it afterwards. Banger. Mansour Abdul Malik, sliming. We had Ivo Baranovsky versus Ivo Aslan, was like the best 1-round fight of the year. Yep. 1-round fight of the year. Turner just slimed up our boat. Like, we just had finishes all over. And it was just non-stop finishes. Chris Duncan, he got the win, you know? The only thing that, drops this card a little bit is how the hell was Jan Blachowicz getting another draw? Yeah. What are we doing? But Peyton Talbot retiring Henry Cejudo dominantly. Yeah. Fire.
Wrestled him.
I just think the last, kind of like, in terms of how we ranked all of them, I think really the reason it didn't make my top 5 is just the lead up. Like, the card was really good, but then I'm just thinking, for example, the last couple of fights I really didn't enjoy, like the Cejudo Talbot one.
You didn't enjoy that?
Well, it's because it's like, come on, you're just watching like triple, like you're just watching like Henry Cejudo get absolutely dog walked. Like, he just,
which was fire because nobody was picking him. Really.
Baby versus Hydra Jamal.
Yeah, like you watch him get dog walked. Then you watch that Moreno fight. I liked it. It was really good against Tetsuro. Yeah. But then the Van fight. I mean, that just pulled all the momentum out. And then
sure, but it was still a new champion.
But then you go from that, and then you're like, okay, So it ends in the first round. Like nothing happens. There's all this hype built up for it. Kind of deflates the bubble, and then you go, okay, Murat versus Petr Yan.
Yan, that was a great fight. That was a dominant fight.
Too dominant for me. Like for me, if I'm ranking a card, this is the casual on the couch. The main event has to like sum up the card, and I feel like this is the most.
In your top 5, you had Khamzat DDP and Makhachev JDM.
Yeah, but those were not bad fights.
Those were
bad
more
fights.
dominant fights, and those were more
Like
dominant
the
and
Chimaev
more
DDP
boring.
one
Was boring and more dominant.
He sat him in crucifix for 25 minutes.
It was 21 of the 25 minutes.
The only
That is not a great argument because you have multiple more dominant and more boring fights.
I just
the
think
only thing about this card, it's in my 6th spot.
Yeah,
it
okay.
could be higher.
Was
for
it
sure.
just because of the flyweight fight?
Just because the flyweight fight,
Sure.
kind of was shitty. Like just to see Pantoja lose it like that. I don't really have a main argument to why it's outside my top 5.
I think that's like the only I think that's fair just because you didn't really get to see a real fight there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still am cool with it because Josh Van, like the way he just went from like halfway through the year he was unranked to
Yeah.
the end of the year was champion.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like you said, like tons of finishes. Like this could easily be in my top 5, and where you have it like B2.
Mhm.
I don't know why it's not. I just can't really make a good argument for why it wouldn't be. I think genuinely it's just it'll be my
It's just like
honorable mention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
I think honestly for me, like I'm buying into a lot of like the hype around the cards as well.
It wasn't really built that well.
It wasn't built that well, which is shitty because it was a great card.
The only hype around it was like, you get dudes in your jacuzzi and Peyton Talbot boyfriend or Frank Ocean boyfriend. That was it.
Yeah, and it was just kind of like Josh Van.
Yeah.
And then that fight ended up being kind of just like, oh,
It happened.
it happened, and it was just really like annoying.
Yeah.
We
I'm saying that neither of you had this. I think number 1 is just
all have number 1.
probably all the same.
Okay, wait. Let's say it at the same time.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
317.
Yeah.
Just like the best card I've ever seen.
Yeah, genuinely. Like
Yes.
that card is one of those cards that you'd use
To get your friend to do it.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
or not even just that, but it's like if Dana was like, how do I make a great card?
Yeah.
This is what he uses. Just
Yeah.
even
Every single fight was the first fight, Jonata Denise versus Alvin Hines, was a banger.
Yeah. That was just.
It was so good that Alvin Hines got suspended for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
Jacoby Smith.
Terrence
Bro,
McKinney.
T-Rex versus Borshev, banger.
Banger.
Cortez versus Rajo, it was alright. It was like fine.
Yeah.
Delgado versus Emil, you didn't see it. It was a sliming though.
Yeah. Gregory Rodriguez as the feature prelim.
With a sliming
With a
of Hermanson.
club. A
Yeah.
club on Hermanson.
Peyton Talbot, not a fraud.
Gets his get back.
Yep.
Dariush.
Dariush,
What a
masterclass.
fight! What a fight!
Dariush,
What a fight!
Masterclass. Oh my God, we were there for that.
We.
I
We're
remember I was pre-tweeting it. I was
Yeah.
like, Benil won the round. No, it's all Dariush match.
And then the fight of the decade.
And then fight of the year, fight of
The decade.
Possibly the
so far.
decade so far, yeah.
Yeah.
Easily. Josh Van Breno Ravel. Like,
Oh my God.
beautiful.
That is one of the that is like
That's my most
when-
watched fight of the year. I've watched that like 5 times.
yeah.
at
When you
least.
think of why someone watches UFC,
Yeah.
it's that fight.
And it was 2 flyweights.
just
which is
swinging at
crazy.
each other.
Yeah.
And Joshua Van to steal that last round, like at the very,
Last minute.
last
And
15 seconds.
And
last
that I
30
think the
seconds.
only
Like, jeez.
bad fight on the card, quote unquote, is the co-main. Like the Pantoja fight was the only
It was still fine too.
bad one. Like, and I don't even think it was bad.
And-
It was just a dominant display. But even the hype before, like, look at each of these fights in the main. All of them had built up like hype for it. Like Kai Kara France had a lot of hype, especially from me and other people, kind of wanting to see Pantoja lose.
Yeah.
They were hyping up Kai Kara. Ilya versus Charles. I mean, we don't even need to say anything about it. When it got announced, we were like fight of the literally like fight of the
Well,
year.
the hype around Ilya versus Charles was absolutely there, And
first lightweight fight.
And for Ilya to speak into existence, like partying the night before, being like, I'm already champ.
Yeah, when he put it in his bio, he's like, UFC lightweight champ.
Said in the thing like the face off when he's like, I'm sorry, it has to be you. Like that. Cinema.
But that's not even the moment that made it crazy. It's because if you watch the fight overall, yes, Ilya dominated, but there was like one or two instances. Like I forget. Didn't he have him? Didn't he have him for like
Charles had him in a submission, like a heel hook for like 2 seconds.
And everybody for 2 seconds. If you were watching this live, you're like, whoa, Charles, and then he just
Charles
rolls out of it. And
I remember Charles stood up, and I was like, okay, he's got a chance if it gets the.
And then that was the birthday gift.
You had to be there. You had to be there watching it because any room that had a watch party for it, you could hear a pin drop when it happened. When that knockout happened, I've never been in a room that quiet in my life. Everyone just
sucked the air out.
Everyone was just sat there and we're like, oh my god, Ilya is him. And having a moment like that, being able to be part of those historic moments, this was definitely a historic moment. Just like being able to watch that. One of those Conor fights, those ones that really built him, like the Nate Diaz ones, being able to sit there and be like, I watched him lose to Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
that's a moment you always remember. And that Ilya chinning Charles, that was one of those moments where he's had those fights before. We all believed in him, but after that one, you had that inevitable sense about him, like just seeing him walk around the cage and you're just looking at him and you're like, oh my god, this guy's a monster.
He turned into Conor. He knocked the hell out of a Brazilian to get his double champ.
Brazilian legend.
Yeah. Get that champ.
Yeah. It was,
and even at that, he went up to lightweight too.
And just seeing like Charles, my favorite fighter, like he's obviously gotten knocked down before, but to see him get flatlined.
Yeah.
He looked dead.
Like he literally looked dead. Like and Ilya didn't hit him just once he hit him on the way down too.
Yeah.
Like oh man.
But yeah, I think he brought him back.
Yeah.
Like he was gone and then he brought him back
up for a second. And
like the entire card, the two worst fights were the Pantoja KKF and then Cortez Araujo, which was still a fun fight.
Both fun fights, yeah.
Those being the two worst fights of the card.
Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad.
Cinema.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys. That's the top 5 cards of the year.
One thing we have to mention before. Yes, we did see that news. What are your thoughts on the relationship that got announced at the new year? Because this is our first episode since.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care. I think it's more funny that people were tweeting.
Brian Ortega. He's like, bro, I have a wife and kids.
He had to tweet about it, post.
He's a wife and kids.
Or he's like a girlfriend or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has kids though.
Yeah.
He was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Probably has to.
Paulo Costa was madder for some reason.
Yeah, Paulo Costa tweeted can't trust women. What? They've been TC and her have been broken up for a year and a half.
Half a decade.
Yeah.
It's been forever.
Dated Paulo Costa?
No, her and Ortega.
Oh, I was gonna say if she was dating Paulo Costa, she would have.
Paulo just involved himself for no reason. He's like, women.
The special juice, bro.
Anyways,
that was our top 5 cards of the year.
We'll film a podcast episode in 2-ish weeks or so.
Yeah, but be on the lookout. We might film another top 5 fighters of the year, top 5 fights of the year. So
worst fights. Top 5 worst fights, because I have a lot of contenders.
That's
for
easy.
Those.
Freeman versus Bulio. Horrible fight. Anyways, yes. Thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you everybody for watching. It's gonna be a little bit short video, but we appreciate it, and we will see you. Hey, maybe in a couple of days. Who knows? We will see you soon though. Peace.
Boom.